on the 31st of October. So 31st of October is when Mahua Moitra is going to be deposing before the Ethics Committee. This after statements of Jai Anand Dehadrai, the first complainant in this case, an advocate of the Supreme Court, and also BJP MP Nishikant Dubey have been recorded with the Ethics Committee. Now, Mahua Moitra is supposed to be deposing before the committee on the 31st of October. My colleague Payal Mehta and my colleague Ananya Bhatnagar are both with us on the broadcast. Coming to you, Payal, first. 31st October is when Mahua goes to the Ethics Committee.
Yes, what we are given to understand by way of top sources in the Ethics Committee is that Mahua Moitra has been summoned to appear before the committee at 11 a.m. on the 31st of October. She's going to have to come to the committee, explain her side of the story, possibly will also be cross-examined. Details will be taken from there, because that's a very, very important deposition that will happen as far as matters concerned. So far, we've just heard allegations being leveled against her. There is Jai Anand, there is Nishikant Dubey citing various issues, citing also various evidences, but Mahua will also have to have the right to present her side of the story and say whether she's in the right or in the wrong. So it's a very, very important turn as far as this matter is concerned, and given the fact that this complaint was written to the Lok Sabha Speaker by Nishikant Dubey on the 15th of this month, and within a couple of days that complaint was forwarded to the Ethics Committee, actually tells you the seriousness of the matter.
Okay. Payal, I'll request you to stay on with us. Let me also take this across to Ananya, who's also with us on the broadcast. Ananya, if we talk about the legal aspect of this entire deposition, the Ethics Committee is still looking at the matter. There have been two statements, one by Jai Anand Dehadrai, that's already with the committee, and also by BJP MP Nishikant Dubey. One important affidavit that came while this entire controversy was blowing up was by the businessman, Mr. Hiranandani, where he in fact said that he corroborated the claims that were being made by both Nishikant Dubey and Jai Anand Dehadrai. Is it in any possibility also something that we will see that he too is going to be summoned before the Ethics Committee, or that can be done away with completely?
Well, Griya, as I was pointing it out earlier as well, it can be that, Mr. Hiranandani can be asked to appear before the committee, though it is not necessary that he'll have to come to India, because you remember that he lives in the foreign soil, and definitely, if at all any kind of a procedure is to be adopted, if they want Hiranandani to appear, they'll have to first approach the consulate, they'll have to inform the particular government where, in fact, Hiranandani is living. Then he can always appear through a mode of video conferencing is what, the general precedents now come in as technology has taken over when it comes to, in fact, judicial matters as well. So here also, the parliamentary committee can ask him to appear via video conferencing. But at this point of time, we have to see what has happened today is something very, very crucial. Now, first, the appellant side, the side which has leveled those allegations, is being heard by, in fact, the committee. That particular meeting has now ended. Jai had recorded his statement. Nishikant Dubey too has recorded his statement. And now, on the 31st of October, Mahua Moitra will now be coming in. So how much of a defense would Mahua Moitra be carrying with herself? What would be her defense is something that would be interesting to see, whether she will be accompanied by her lawyers or she will be appearing before the committee itself. So we'll have to wait and watch for that. But at this moment, a sword can also hang over Nishikant Dubey, because remember that he is also a member of the parliament, and levelling allegations against another sitting member of the parliament, in fact, in the parliament, is something that, you have to have substantial proofs of it. And if at all you are not having that particular aspect, then the sword can also be hanging upon them.
Ananya, I'm really sorry to interrupt. Right now, we are cutting across to the chairperson of the Ethics Committee, Mr. Sonkar. Let's listen in.
कमेटी के मर्यादा के अनुरूप नहीं है, लेकिन मैं आपकी जानकारी इतना बता दूं, कमेटी ने आज दोनों जिनको सम्मान किया गया था, निशिकांत दुबे जी को और सुप्रीम कोर्ट के वकील को, उनको सुना गया। उनको सुनने के बाद उनके साक्ष्य को देखा गया। उसको देखते हुए, इसकी गंभीरता को देखते हुए कमेटी ने दो महत्वपूर्ण निर्णय लिए हैं। एक निर्णय 31 तारीख को महुआ मोइत्रा को कमेटी की तरफ से सम्मन जा रहा है कि 31 तारीख को उपस्थित होके अपनी बात कहें, अपने बचाव पक्ष में जो कहना चाहती हैं और जो भी पेपर देना चाहती हैं, एक विषय। दूसरा, साथ ही साथ कमेटी ने एक निर्णय और लिया है, आईटी मंत्रालय और गृह मंत्रालय को चिट्ठी भेज के ये हिरानंदानी, महua मोइत्रा और वकील साहब के बीच में जो कन्वर्सेशन हुआ है, जो भी कुछ हुआ है, उसका विवरण उपलब्ध करने की अपेक्षा की गई है।
तो सर, आप मानते हैं कि एक गंभीर मामला है, चूंकि एनआईसी की एक लॉगिन देश के बाहर हुई है,
ये कमेटी तय करेगी, लेकिन विषय गंभीर ना होता तो शायद उनको न बुलाया था, बुलाया जा रहा है तो उनका सुना जाएगा।
सर सारे मेंबर्स थे सब कमिटी के प्रेजेंट आज 15 members, all 15 members are present, sir.
नो
We have
Let me take this across to my colleague Payal Mehta, who's also with us on the broadcast. Payal, we just heard the chairperson of the Ethics Committee, Mr. Vinod Sonkar. Now, he's speaking about Mahua Moitra's deposition on the 31st of October, also talks about certain documents that she might want to bring in to support her claims. What more can you tell us about what is expected as she deposes before the Ethics Committee?
Well, Mahua Moitra will be asked to depose before the committee, and she is going to be asked to put out her statement, and probably cross-examination will also happen because there are a lot of allegations and counter-allegations that have been flying thick and fast. That is one thing. Secondly, in its own wisdom and in its own power, the committee has in fact written a letter to the Home Ministry, which is the concerned ministry concerning national security, and probably also the IT Ministry, which is concerning the NIC login, etc. Because remember, the NIC is an intermediary which actually is under the territory of the IT Ministry. So they've been asked to in fact investigate into the claims that are being made by Jayanand and also by Nishikant Dubey, claiming that Mahua Moitra had compromised the login ID, she had taken money or gifts in that respect as well. That is something which also has to be examined in great detail. So that letter has been shot off to the Home Ministry and to the IT Ministry as well. As far as Mahua's case is concerned, obviously she'll be asked questions, but she won't have to come up with any proof as well, because at this point in time she'll have to just come and tell the committee on the basis of what she feels that she has not committed any crime, she's not committed whatever she's been accused of. It'll be very important how Mahua will be able to defend the fact that she allowed somebody who was living in a foreign land to access her account, her login ID. That's something which Mahua Moitra will have to really think hard and look at it very, very carefully. Like Ananya was just mentioning, when Mahua is summoned, only Mahua can appear. This is not a court, where you can actually bring in a lawyer to represent you. When you've been summoned, you yourself will have to appear. So Mahua will have to appear in person. She obviously will have to face a lot of questioning, like Jay has faced a lot of questioning. Possibly Nishikant ji has also faced a lot of questioning at the hands of the opposition leaders as to what really motivated them to file such a complaint.
Right. Payal, earlier there was an accusation that was levelled by Mahua Moitra, where she had spoken about how the Ethics Committee is a lopsided panel with majority of the members being from the Bharatiya Janata Party. Now we see that it's a half-half with the opposition members also and members of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Is that claim sort of rebutted with this fresh evidence?
Well, as far as the composition of the committee is concerned, any committee is where you have most members are the ruling party members, because they have the numbers in place. Eventually, Parliament boils down to numbers, and this is not the first time around that you have members from the ruling party in particular panel. Probably there have been governments that have been in power of the opposition for many years together, and they've been in control of various committees as well. So that argument falls flat on its face as far as the BJP is concerned. The BJP will say that, when the Congress has had its government in place, most of their MPs were chairing that particular committee as well. So this is something which, of course, an argument that will not cut eyes with anybody in the BJP as far as Mahua's argument is concerned. They probably feel it's a weak defense because she feels that she's on a weak wicket. Having said that, yes, like I said, that in the committee, a decision is never taken solo. It's taken by the will of the committee. There's a consensus which has to be drawn in. Members also have the right to put in the dissent notes and probably, veto what the committee overall has decided. So all of these options are available. Dissent notes are available to members. They may disagree to agree with what the chairman or probably what the larger part of the panel is really saying. So these are part of parliamentary democracy procedures that have been going on for decades together. So essentially that is what it really continues. But yes, BJP has over 300 MPs in the Lok Sabha. So they will try and fit in most of their MPs in as many panels as they can. And that is something which any party will do once they are in power.
Right. Payal, stay on. I'd just see if Ananya, our colleague, is still with us on the broadcast. Ananya, I'd like to also understand another legal aspect from you. Considering in the middle of this entire case, Mahua's counsel had decided to stay away from it because there were accusations that were levelled against him by Jay Anand Dehadre of he having claimed that he was being forced to withdraw from the case, withdraw this entire case. Is there a new lawyer that Mahua already has? She's looking for one. What is the status there?
Well, remember that, this was senior advocate Gopal Sankar Narayanan who was actually appearing for Mahua Moitra before the Delhi High Court in that particular defamation case, and he was just a senior advocate who was appearing. And the filing team that had remained and the core team that was actually drafting those particular petitions still remains to be that of Rebecca John and Samudra Sarangi, who had actually filed that particular suit for and on behalf of Mahua Moitra. So the base legal team is not definitely changing. However, if they want on the next date of hearing, they can bring in a new senior advocate who